Civil Aviation Authority, the JMB John Duncan Foundation, Regis, DBJ, Venture Capital Fund, and of course our own accelerator and incubator, MEC. I want to thank you all for joining with the MSBM to host this competition, not just for business school students, but for students all across the campus. One of the things that has been heartening is the ever-increasing participation from our students around the campus, and we expect that this year will be no different. So once again, welcome to this year's competition. I'm looking forward to it excitedly. Good luck to all of the participants as you seek to wow us with your, whether it's your inventions or innovations. And thanks once again to our partners for this journey with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. McBean. So that was the official welcome. And we thank Dr. McBean for his support for the program over the years as well. So in our audience, we have representing sponsors. We have, I think I saw Miss Kim Mayer on representing the John Duncan JMB Foundation. Mr. Nari William Singh, we will hear from him later, special welcome. We have students as well who have entered the competition this year, some who have entered in previous years, and we have faculty and staff of MSBM and some of our well-wishers and friends. And so we just welcome all and thank you for your constant support of our program. So as I mentioned, the program is named the VINCENT HOSANG UWI Venture Competition on behalf of the VINCENT HOSANG family and who have been our benefactors since 2002. And usually a family representative is here with us. And today we have a recorded message from Mrs. Sabrina Hosang Jordan, who is now the CEO of Caribbean Food Delights. So she couldn't be with us by video, but we have an audio recording. So Mrs. Hosang Jordan.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize I could not join you for the virtual launch of the VINCENT HOSANG UWI Venture Competition, but I am pleased to bring you greetings on behalf of the HOSANG family, Caribbean Food Delights, and Royal Caribbean Bakery. I hope you all are doing well during these unprecedented times. My condolences go out to those who have lost loved ones during the pandemic. It has been a difficult time for everyone, but know that you are not alone, and we will get through this together. It is amazing that 18 years ago, this venture started, and it has grown and expanded in so many ways. It gives me great joy to hear that the number of students who enter the competition has increased significantly this year. My family's wish was always to provide the students with tools that will help them have a brighter future, and this program makes that possible. I was fortunate to participate as a judge and experience it in person one year. I was impressed with the students' business plans and proud of their accomplishments. It was also an honor to meet some of the winners in New York over the last few years. I commend Ashley, Janice, Doug, Dawn, and the team for helping to make this venture a success over the years and continuing this program so that students have an opportunity to challenge themselves and prepare for the real world. Thank you to all who have contributed to this program, whether as a judge, a mentor, a sponsor, a presenter, or helped out in some way. Your support means a lot to us, and we are grateful for all that you do. Please keep up the great work and continue to be safe and healthy. Good luck to the participants. We look forward to the finals. Thank you and God bless.
So thank you, Sabrina Hosang Jordan, for the support over these many years. We really appreciate it very, very much. And we know if you could have been with us, you would have been here with us. So thank you. And now we'll invite Mr. Douglas Lindo, who is and has been advisor to the program for a number of years. He will now come and give us an overview of the venture competition. Doug, over to you.
Thanks, Jan. And let me just ask Dawn to put up our PowerPoint, and while we get that started, just want to welcome everybody again. I would say this is the earliest late start that we've ever done. So there's some good things that come out of a COVID pandemic. Right. So, as we go through the program, I'm just going to also take the opportunity to update us on a few details and changes going forward. But as David had said earlier, I mean, it's an unprecedented year, and as he quite correctly pointed out, entrepreneurship is about solving pain points and pursuing opportunities, irrespective of opportunities currently controlled. And as we sat there as apprehensive or as anxious as most businesses would be, given the uncertainties of partnership funding and even the enrollment process at the University of the West Indies. Notwithstanding, we determined that we would work as hard as possible to make the event this year bigger than ever before. And as Sabrina alluded to, this year, as of the launch date, which is today, students signed up for this year alone across, I think, about 55 or 56 teams. And that's extraordinary. So we're headed for a record-breaking year with the program. But the program is multifaceted. It encourages our participants to pursue their entrepreneurial opportunities, to participate outside of the venture competition in our virtual incubation program. And that's where we've been spending quite a bit of time over the last 2 years in developing that program. And the digitization of the platforms going forward has really helped a great deal. It's also a very important feature of the program to provide mentorship. And I want to just recognize some of our mentors who are here this evening. I say Anthony Chance is a part of the team, Jackie Scott Crosley, who has both been a mentor and a part of the alumni, as well as some of our coaches, including Mrs. Elaine Commission, who has been a bedrock to the program over the last several years. But the program facilitates a lot of external input so that we can ramp students up the curve to reduce the possibility of failure in pursuing their business ideas. We provide funding to do market research. We do investor matching. Across a number of other opportunities that the program brings to bear. Dawn, if you could just cue up the next slide, that would be great. But the VINCENT UWI venture competition engages just, and importantly, not just students, but it's open to faculty members. It's the overall program, not the competition. The overall program is also open to faculty members for support. And that's possibly where we want to see some of the development taking place in the next year or two. And it provides the opportunity to commercialize university science. But overall, the competition is used as an introduction to the overall program, or to try and attract our students into bring some of the best of their opportunities and ideas, and to partner with the bank of resources that are made available not only through the university but through our partners. I again want to recognize the host of partners that have continued to support us even in this COVID year. from the Joan Duncan Foundation, MEC, DBJ, and Regis. We cannot leverage a program without the strength of our partners. And again, we're indebted to you for your continued support. As we queue up the next slide, I just wanted to share that over the last 10 years, the program impacted just under 1,000 and has seen between 1,500 to 2,000 mentor hours. And teams, along with partnership support, has engaged hard dollars. Almost $50 million has been committed over the last 10 years between our partners or teams that have money to fund their ventures. The program, our launch date is tonight, October 21st. The close of our applications is on October 30th, which is next week, Friday. Immediately after that, we're going to the team preparation phase, which is between November 1st and December 3rd, where we assign you your mentors and then you run the boot camp. We do the business plan / business model development, and then we move into a semi-final phase. The competition finals are a little later this year, more to the end of January 29th, 2020. And then depending on what will happen this year with the international competition, teams will then move either to the national business model competition or into one of our commercialization programs. Now, again, it's interesting, and I'll just share with our overall group here tonight that, as we sat down, we are convinced more than ever before that with the success of our teams in previous years having won the National Business Model Competition and Jamaica having won and come second in the International Business Model Competition or ventures. There is no time than now than young Jamaicans will have to make their own jobs. And the team is convinced before that we're not short on the capacity to make that happen. Before I hand over to Ashley, I really do want to thank our team, Ashley, Jan, Jimmy, Ramon, and Dawn for their dedication to this program. Again, it's a team effort. So thank you very much, and over to Ashley.
Hi, everyone. Welcome again. I'm happy that we're all able to make it. I am happy that we're online today. As Mrs. Mayor would say, every launch day that we happen to have rain, and I find that it is blessings for the year ahead. So we're actually having some rain today, and we are here, and there are about 50 of us online, and I'm just grateful that everyone was able to log on and that nobody else is having any issues. As Mr. Lindo started off by saying that we're having a great year so far. We have about 55, 56 teams that have applied already, and the cross section is actually very good this year. And I am happy to know that the students are taking up the opportunity despite what we're going through. They're seeing the benefits in the program and understanding that entrepreneurship may be their way out or may be their way through school. So for the persons who are potential applicants or have applied already, what we're looking for is students who are in the startup or early venture stages. Even if you're maybe 1 to 2 years into your business, not necessarily registered or commercialized yet, but you've been working on it for 1 to 2 years, that's fine. We're looking to have student involvement to mentor ratio, meaning you being the same, meaning that the same amount of effort that you would like your mentor to put into you and your business, we're expecting that you will put in equal effort. I do not expect that, my mentor or a mentor from a team that I have assigned will call to say, Ashley, I'm not hearing from my team. They don't want to come to the meetings. This is help that is invaluable. These are people who are donating their time to the program. Our mentors do not get paid. This is something that they are genuinely interested in and want to assist with. No late submissions. We have pushed back the deadline. This is going to be the second time that we're doing that. And right now, we are deciding to push it back until next week, Friday, because we're realizing that the applications are coming in fast and furious. We have a dedicated phone line. The phone lines are going off. I got a call even right before the launch. Somebody wants the information. No, they're not able to log on. So no late submissions. If you do not submit by 11:59 on October 30th, you will not be admitted to the program. And that leads me to my last point, commitment. You have to be committed to the process. If it is that we find out our team or mentors or presenters or bootcamp supporters are more dedicated than you, then you are not ready for your journey, right? So the benefits, everybody wants to know, what they're gonna get. Everybody wants to know about the cash money. Okay, so as the figures are coming up on the slides, we're all going to see where we have an increase in prize money. Yes, so our current flyer has that we were supposed to be giving a first place prize of $300,000, second place prize of $200,000, and a third place of $125,000. All prizes have been increased by $50,000. Yes, even in a time like this. We are trying to show you that we are committed. The Mono School of Business and Management and the VINCENT HOSANG Venture Competition / Entrepreneurship Program, coupled with our partners, we believe in the students. The JMMB Joan Duncan Foundation, being a long-standing partner of this program, has maintained their commitment level. They even have a bootcamp that highlights corporate social responsibility. We have Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority that came on about 3 years ago, and they have consistently maintained their partnership with us. We have Mono Entrepreneurial and Commercialization Center, DBJ, Regis. We've had the Jamaica Stock Exchange on board. We have a lot of people who are dedicated. We are going to ensure that we remain committed to the process, committed to you. As we mentioned before, you're going to get paired with partners, with mentors. And what we're going to ask is that there be an arrangement based on virtual. We're asking all meetings to be virtual. We're not asking that our students or our mentors be put in harm's way by meeting face-to-face. Usually the engagement is face-to-face, but if it is that you and your mentor decide that you will meet face-to-face, that's okay. You will get technical support. If it is that you have something that requires you to build a prototype in order to know how the product is going to work, or even to be able to tell your story, because we oftentimes talk about telling a story, then what we will do is assist you with generating what we call a minimum viable product. And we allow and support networking. Through our partners, through our mentors oftentimes introduce our students to the persons who they need to know in order to get their business where it's going. And exposure, naturally through our partners and the platforms that we use on social media. And I would just like to say thank you to our partners again for maintaining their commitment level, to our mentors who consistently come on board every year, despite the fact that we are not able to support their partnership financially. They come and they give of their time, and we're very appreciative of it. Students, I'm imploring you to take advantage of the extended deadline. If there's anyone on here that would like to become a mentor, it's not a student, but would like to give back, please feel free to reach out to me. Anyone who is on here that would like to donate for a special prize, something with innovation, I'm not sure, please feel free to reach out to me. Our program has something for everyone, from students to mentors to donors. Thank you.
Okay, Ashley, thank you very much. Just two quick things that I wanted to point out to our participants this year. Last year we introduced an award for most implementable or implementation ready. We are going to have the award for the most implementation ready idea. And so Ashley will be communicating the value of that award, but I think last year was $200,000. It certainly won't be less. The other thing, and I haven't really discussed this with the team, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm going to introduce an award for the team that demonstrates the most significant digital pivot for 2020. And what does that mean? It means the team that takes a very traditional business and pivots it onto the digital platform that we must be a part of going forward. So watch out for it. It's going to be it's a new addition to our award ceremony section this year. And before I hand over to Jan, I just want to share with us, as we took a look at how we're going to move the program forward, we were concerned in the early days whether or not we would get as much sign-on as early as we wanted. And we thought to ourselves that we would open up the competition to not in the traditional sense, but open up the competition to teams who were made up of UWI graduates in the last 5 years. Whether we get that program going this year or not, there's going to be more information coming down the stream there. Again, the boot camps that we do are extraordinarily valuable for those of us who are interested in creating an entrepreneurial future. So again, thanks again to our partners. It's a privilege to continue to work with you. And Jan, back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Ashley and Doug. And Doug, I'm not sure you introduced Ashley as the coordinator for the program at the MSBM. And Ashley has been doing a great job with the program. Thank you so much, Ashley. And just as Ashley mentioned about the numbers of teams that have applied this year, and it may seem counterintuitive, but the research, World Economic Forum has talked about, while many startups have suffered during this time, there's been a plethora of new businesses that people have started, and the entrepreneurship spirit is high. And certainly for Jamaica, we will have to depend on these kinds of new businesses to inject growth into the economy, which itself has suffered here. So it's pleasing to see that we have a record number of entries, even at this point. And it means that our students are in tune with what is happening. Our students are creative, innovative, and we look forward to seeing them present their plans, and more importantly, seeing them take it to the next level. So we thank all those who have applied so far, and anybody in the audience here who has not yet, and you're thinking about it, please go ahead. And now I'm going to invite the winner of last year's competition, Mr. Brandon Campbell, representing the Business Naturalist, to come and share with us about his experience in the program and to tell us a little about his business idea. Brandon?
Hi, good afternoon. Boy, this opportunity is one that I'm really honored to have. It was a very, very exciting year last year. And I'd just like to, give a quick note of thanks to the whole MSBM team, the VINCENT HOSANG family, and all of the sponsors and stakeholders. Yeah, wow, it was a very, very interesting year in the competition. This year, for all the competitors, I'm sure it will be a little bit more difficult for you guys, and I say that in an excited way, because you guys have, well, of course, you're getting more prize money, apparently, but you have a very interesting opportunity, because one word that you're going to hear a lot of here with the MSBM family is pivot. And this year, is 2020 should be renamed pivot year. Any business that had existed before has had to pivot in some way, shape, or form. And I think having gone through this program with the MSBM team last year, or earlier this year for the finals, that is, it really did prepare me for having to pivot. It was something that after a while of hearing it, it was kind of a tad bit annoying, pivot, but it really did prepare you for this current experience, this pandemic that we're experiencing now. And I really just have to give thanks for that opportunity. The only other thing that I can really do for the competitors is to just give them a few points of note that I found very helpful for myself. The first one is really to sweat more in training and bleed less in war. That's a proverb. And what it really means is take the time that you have now. Some of you are students, or most of you are students, if not all, and you have the opportunity to spend more time than you usually would have on your business ideas. I'd love for you guys to take it very seriously. It was mentioned earlier that in many cases, we as this generation of entrepreneurs will have to create our own jobs. And I think you guys should take that very seriously. So spend the time and train as much as possible so that when you actually get out to commercialization, when you actually get out to getting that experience, you don't suffer for a lack of training. Having said that, I think one thing you should definitely take note of, however, is that your mentors will not take it easy on you. When I was being mentored by Shanali Colley, who was a past winner as well, I was lucky enough to have a past winner mentor me. She did not spare me at all. And Mrs. Rose Davis, actually, she spent a good amount of time laughing at me during my presentations, my practice presentations and whatnot. And I can only say I really appreciate it, because every laugh, every lighthearted joke, it all went to me winning the competition, my team and I winning that competition last year. And since then, we've had a good amount of progress. So please spend the time, put in the work, and you will see the benefits of it. On to the third point, seeing the benefits of it will only really happen if you focus on yourself or your company. And what I mean by that is, it's even more important for you guys this year than it was for me last year, because last year there were less competitors. And up until that last moment when you're supposed to pitch and it's the finals and you're pitching, that up until that last moment, everything that you have done will just flow easy. Given that you've trained and practiced, everything will just flow very easily. And all you need to do is just focus on the company, focus on communicating, focus on getting everything that you've trained and practiced to be clear and simple and concise. You only have 10 minutes, just get it done in a very concise manner. Brevity is key. Fourth, the VINCENT HOSANG competition, really it's something that will change you, not just for the opportunity, but just being able to be a part of this historical process. It's something that you should really appreciate, and in appreciating it, I'm not sure how many people have done any research on the family or who VINCENT HOSANG is, but he has even written a book. It's called A Change of Fortune, and I highly suggest that you guys get it. You can get it on Amazon or whatnot, but get the book, read the book, and understand what you're a part of. This is an opportunity that has been coming long before the 18 years this company has been running. I didn't really get a chance to appreciate this competition until I read that book. And the book it's telling a whole lot about who Mr. HOSANG is and why we are even here today at this launch. So I'd really implore you guys to get the book, read it, and even if you weren't 100% certain about your business, it might just push you that much further so that you can prepare yourself for diving off. Having said that, the only other thing I can do is tell you a bit about my company and give you a little idea as to where we've gone since then because of the opportunity. Myself, Casey Lee Wright, and Shane Smith, we founded an agricultural technology company. It's a data-centered company, and what we essentially do is we create hardware and software services that enable the optimization of the agricultural sector. We do this by capturing data from customers, people who are buying and selling agricultural produce, as well as farmers who are out in the field, generating environmental data as well as business transaction data. We pair all of this together and in one simple package called the Agri Manager, and we run analytics on it so that we can get insights out of that data. So we can inform farmers on certain best practices. We can inform customers as to when they should be stocking up in inventory on certain things. The opportunities that we've gotten since winning this competition is pretty much a full sheet at this point. We've gotten into a partnership with the AgroInvest Corporation through a DBJ program. We've gotten an opportunity to go off into several other competitions, and I can point at this competition as a pivot for all of that. So I'd really like to just give thanks again for the opportunity, and guys, trust me, do your best, because this is one you don't want to miss. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brandon. Very well said, and thank you for the endorsement of our benefactors. We can't forget about them, and for just being open with the students about the journey. And we wish you all the best as you continue to evolve your business, you and your partners. And thank you for flying the flag high on behalf of the competition.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. I just want to encourage the students here, if you have questions, put them in the chat. We'll have a section at the end to address your questions, but you may go ahead from now and put the questions in the chat. Perhaps having heard Brandon, you have more questions, and Ashley would have gone through the details of the competition, how it operates. So put your questions there, and we'll have a time when we will address all your questions and answer them. So thank you again, Brandon. As you've heard, that the success of the program has been in large measure because of the types of partnerships that we've forged over the years. And we've been very fortunate that in addition to the HOSANG family, we've had local partners who have given not just monetary support, but support by way of being mentors and just their general, genuine care and concern for the program and for our students. And so we are going to have remarks now on behalf of the sponsors by Mr. Nari William Singh, who is the Director General of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority. Over to you, Nari.
Thank you very much, Chairperson Janice, Dr. David McBean, Mr. Douglas Linder, Mrs. Ashley Rose Davis, other faculty members, Vincent HOSANG family, fellow event partners, and everybody. Good evening, all. You did say that each time you have this launch, we do have some rain. So even though we're going virtual, we still have the rain as well. The Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority is again very pleased to support the Vincent HOSANG UWI Venture competition and participate in this virtual launch, which now is the new normal. This competition has, over the several years, created many successful and award-winning business opportunities, and we just heard about one just now, born out of the efforts to uniquely harness the entrepreneurial youth talent initiative which resides at the UWI. Certainly, kudos are extended to the organizers, the participants, other facilitators, and the sponsors for the program, which continues to act as an enabler of our country's and world's regeneration, renewal, growth, and the entrenchment of new norms, especially at this very critical juncture in our history. Ladies, gentlemen, participants, fellow sponsors, while these are certainly unprecedented times, they've also provided unprecedented opportunities to carve out a new consciousness, a new humanity, and a new sense of solidarity. So while we all face adversity and arguably one of the greatest challenges of our lifetime, we must remember that true kindness and true philanthropy involves sharing whatever endowments or strengths we may have, even when we face our own needs, challenges, and adversities. Therefore, as you embark on your pursuits, not just for personal gain, but for societal progress, we must all remember two basic things. We must be kind whenever possible, and it is always possible to be kind. Fellow attendees, we're challenged to innovate, grow, and succeed in an exceptionally difficult environment. In aviation, the forces of lift operate against the forces of drag. And one of the most important ways for aircraft to circumvent challenges and obstacles in their landing approach is with navigational aids. I'll use this aviation approach to leave you with a few navigational aids to help steer you from obstacles, illuminate your path, and guide you on your climb to success. Firstly, as we face these unprecedented challenges in our pursuits and our environments, we're implored to remember that courage is not the absence of fear or challenges. Instead, it is mustering the strength to keep moving forward despite the presence of challenges and fear. Courage is also consistency. It is not always a roar, but is more often the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. Always overreach to build yourselves. Strength does not come from what you can do, but overcoming things you thought you couldn't do. As is often said, tough times don't last, tough people do. The secret of success is to focus all your energies, not on fighting against or for the old, but building the new. Remember, as innovators and persons of youth, you are our leaders. More than ever, leadership in these times requires integrity. It's doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Empathy, having heartfelt concern for others. Vision, having a clear direction. And connecting to your deepest self, focusing on the good, the honorable, and the unique wisdoms that make you, you. Keep innovating, keep rising to your best selves, and keep trying to make the greatest possible contribution to humanity and to your success. Finally, as you innovate and succeed, be someone's strength, another person's inspiration, and yet another's reason never to give up. The JCA wishes all participants success in the 2020 VINCENT HOSANG UWI Venture Competition and beyond. Keep well and keep safe. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for those words. A gem that I've taken away is to be kind whenever possible, and it's always possible to be kind. That's very significant, and your organization lives that. And we have been the beneficiary of your kindness for these last many years. And we just want to thank you for that. And thank you for those words of motivation to not just our students, but to all of us as we navigate these winds of change. But we're learning some of the aviation skills to be able to fly even when we are being pulled down by challenges. So thank you very much for a heartwarming presentation to all of us this evening. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to that point in the program where we will have the question and answer session. So we imagine that some of our young budding students and potential mentors as well would like to hear some more details of how the competition operates, how we plan to operate this year. As you've heard, we've had to overuse the word pivot, but here we are having a virtual launch, but we also have a whole concept of running the program in an online fashion this year. And earlier this year, in the summer, we actually had a series of webinars so as to be able to help our students during that time when we couldn't be together face to face, but figuring that there are certain tenets that would have been important for them to learn as they tried to navigate this course. And so through the kind connections of the HOSANG family, we had a series of presenters who spoke to the students, topics ranging from entrepreneurship, finance, to corporate social responsibility, to crisis management. And from the feedback that we got, the students received that which was offered to them very well, and they were happy to have participated in those sessions. So we continue to seek ways in which we can add value to the program. And despite the challenges that come our way, but our ultimate aim is to ensure that our students get the best that we can offer them. And thankfully, we have the kind support of so many others in terms of our sponsors who have helped us. So we've asked students to put questions in the chat, or you may use the raise hand feature. You'll be acknowledged. You may ask your question, and we have persons here who will be able to answer the questions. So either way, through the chat or use the raise hand feature. Got questions, comments, concerns? Okay, so Gavin is asking a question. Gavin is saying, as a first-time applicant, I have realized that most of the winners have ideas related to science and technology. Are science and technology ideas given a preference? Ashley, you want to take that?
I'm going to take it first, Jan, and then Asha, I'll ask her to comment. That actually is not the case. And I am reminded of our team that came second in the International Business Model Competition, which was a company called EcoStructures. And what EcoStructures did was took a conventional approach to making building materials. But what was most important about their success wasn't the science and technology, but always listening to what the market wanted and the opportunity was. And I think that's what's important, because whether you're making bow ties or you're going to create the next Amazon, it's understanding what the market wants. So don't be deterred. And I would also add, the data of the program shows that the competition winners are not necessarily the ones who go on to actually start businesses. So be encouraged. This is a year more than ever before that, as I say, in all the board meetings I attend, all the forums I'm a part of, everything is on the table. So bring it, and we're going to help you find those pain points in the market and understand how to transition the opportunity. Ashley?
Thanks, Mr. Lindo. I think that you covered it, but I will say, Gavin, that we actually get less science and technology faculty affiliated applicants. We get quite a bit of social sciences, and we do get humanities as well. The thing is, if you realize in the presentation, commitment was highlighted. Oftentimes, I believe that the students equally have to be committed to the idea, to the process, but not be in love with the idea. I recall Mr. Linda saying in my first year of being here that you have to be able to fall out of love with your idea to fall back in love with it. And I've often seen it through the different businesses that have come into the competition. There are some persons who are fixated on what their business needs to look like and how they want it to be, so much so that they are unable to let go of how they feel it should be, to follow through the process and flow with it in order to gain the support, the fixings, the details, the different pivots that you need to in order to get to where you're going. So there is no preference, but it is how committed are you and how willing are you to fall out of love with your idea to be able to fall back in love with it.
Thank you. Thank you. So Gavin, I hope that answers your question. So essentially there's no preference given to science and technology ideas. We welcome all ideas. And everyone who comes goes through a process or assigned a mentor. And as we said, we have these boot camps. So we help everyone who comes. Is there anyone else who has a question? So McCoy Morrison is saying, what if someone wanted to create a business like a media production house rather than a new idea? Is that acceptable?
Of course, but the question, or the first question you're going to get is, why do you think there's an opportunity there? Is there something that the market is looking for that's not currently being served? Because if you're going to go into the market with a Me Too replication where there's no differentiation between what the other players are doing and what you intend to do, you're dead in the water before you even start. And it's a great question, McCoy, because when we look at failure rates in business startup, most times it's not about the idea that precipitates failure. It's actually about the entrepreneur. Many times it's the entrepreneur that fails the idea as opposed to the idea failing the entrepreneur. What do we mean by that? Is that if you take a media production house, there may very well, and in fact, I'd argue just off the bat, there are fantastic opportunities going forward because digital is the new platform. And I don't think there's any media-related company that is not in the market for great talent to innovate and to reach markets. But it can be a Me Too approach. So what we do is we try to help you to facilitate. We facilitate your interrogating that and coming up with something that is differentiated and different.
Okay, thank you. Another question is it that if a team member, this is from Trey Anna Wilkins. Welcome, Trey Anna. If a team member is not a student of the UWI, does that make the team ineligible?
Okay, so Triana, the team is not going to be ineligible, but what you will have to do is list the non-UWI student as an advisor. And what that allows is for you to consult with the person who is not a registered UWI student. We do know that persons will speak to their family and friends about their business idea and what they're working on. However, there are stipulations. You being the registered student, I'm assuming that you're the registered student, will be the only person that will be allowed to present. You're the only person allowed to pitch at the semifinals, and you're the only person allowed to pitch at the finals. Based on the fact that we are going virtual this year, we will allow for your external advisor to attend the boot camps as well. We're actually offering our partners or mentors, everybody who is a part of this process this year, based on the fact that we are going virtual, to attend the boot camps with us. So that is how you would handle a non-UWI student. register, non-new students. The team does not become ineligible, but you will have to be the only person that pitches.
Right.
Okay, then Faye Valentine is asking, I would like to know if we would get support in any way if our business idea involves creating an app.
Okay, Faye, what kind of support are you talking about? Are you talking about the actual development of the app? Earlier, I mentioned that we try our best to offer technical support, whereby we assist you in creating what we call a minimum viable product, an MVP, or a basic model of your business. If it is that you're doing an app or you're creating a soap or some type of physical product and not necessarily a service or something that is offered online. So there are limitations in the beginning, and that is because it goes right back to commitment. It's not that we don't believe in you, but what research have you done? Have you done any research as to the platforms, the costs that it will cost you, or the cost that you will incur as a business owner if it is that you're going to develop an app that cannot be accessible on iOS? Are you going to only develop something that can be accessible through Google Play? What kind of research have you done in order to let you show us that you have the commitment level that we're asking for? Also, we believe that early out in the process, the focus is not necessarily the creation and the development of the product, but what you know about it. The tool that we use throughout the process is called the business model canvas. And we ask that you work through the tool and work with us before you think about creating a product. It is necessary. Mr. Lindo mentioned a team called EcoStructures, and they started off wanting to make a cement block. And had we gone along with it, they would have made many blocks, many cement blocks. And that was actually not what they ended with. They ended with something called an eco aggregate, which is just a bag of powder, bag of dust with their secret sauce in it. So imagine if we went ahead and developed this app and you went through the process and decided that was not what you wanted to do. It would have been disappointing and a waste of resources and a waste of your time, especially if you're not going to utilize the app. So we're just asking you to remain committed, understand that we are here to support you and that the process is there for a reason, and the tools that we use do work. We have the success stories to prove it. We have the commercialized businesses. And as you heard from an alumni, they found the program to be very beneficial. So just work with us and we'll work with you.
Right.
I also realized that Novia had asked about a recording in the comments. Yes, we will have a recording and
Right.
it will be placed online. You're
Right.
welcome.
So actually, just to reinforce some of what you said a while ago, is that we can connect you to the resources that that can help you write an app or write an app on your behalf. But what Ashley says is quite right. That's really a very small part of what's required to have a commercially successful business. Is really a lot of what I call the difference between inspiration and perspiration. Inspiration is fully available. Everybody's inspired. Everybody watches Shark Tank, or you watch some commercial on TV, and all of a sudden we have a bright idea. But what creates an idea into an opportunity is actually the perspiration piece, where you invest the time and the effort of connecting the dots that actually ends up painting the picture. So Ashley put it really very, very well, that it's really going to be a function of how switched on you are and how willing you are to learn and apply what you learn going forward. And that's the entrepreneurial story. I can just give you a quick example. I have a construction manufacturing business that relies a lot on technical welding and so on. I can weld so it won't break, but it's the ugliest weld that you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, so I'm not a technical provider, but I know how to put the puzzle together to paint the picture that creates opportunity.
Okay, Doug, Ashley, thank you for
John,
those.
Right, and I would say that, you know, this, the opportunity for questions don't end here. You know, email your questions into Ashley. We will get back to you. Without a shadow of a doubt, we want to see a succeed next generation of junior stock exchange companies coming out of our program. You know, we believe that we're going to see it because we've tested and proved the theory that Jamaican talent is no less valuable and no less competitive and no less capable than any other jurisdiction. Right, Ashley? We win the competitions, right? We have successful business launch. You guys can do it.
Okay, Doug. So you've heard that there is another opportunity for you to submit your questions via email to Ashley. I mean, Ashley, you want to just put your email address in the chat here?
No, it will be on the last slide, and we also have a WhatsApp number, so I will leave it on the last slide.
The last slide will have Ashley's details, so you can contact her. So anyone else, questions, whether in the chat or if you want to raise hands? If not, we'll just, as we said, you'll see Ashley's details there so you can contact her directly. But until then, let me just again, on behalf of all of us, the planning team, to just thank in the first instance, so our students who have submitted their business ideas, as we said, over 50 so far. So, and that is very, very heartening. Thank you for the confidence that you have reposed in the program to be willing to put your business ideas through this process. And so we thank you for that. Thank you for all the mentors over these many years. Some of you who are on with us have been repeat mentors, giving of yourselves freely to the development of these students. Thank you. Thank you especially to our partners. And we have the logos here: Caribbean Food Delight, the VINCENT HOSANG Family Foundation, Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, the JMMB John Duncan Foundation, Regis, the Development Bank of Jamaica Limited, the Venture Capital through the DBJ, and the MEC, and of course, the Mona School of Business and Management. Could not have done this without this support over these many years, and we thank you again for committing to partner with us going forward. Thank you so much to Ashley and everyone else who planned this event. I know Dawn Morgan was involved, Steffi and Ray, Justine Harrison. Thank you for planning and for executing this event for us. So we thank everyone who has come to spend this evening with us. And I know Ashley has a last word she wants to leave via a video presentation.
Yes, I'd just like to say thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for logging on. We will try to have this recording on our YouTube channel. I know it may be a little bit shaky based on the fact that we lost light at the beginning, but the content of it, we got the recording of that. So we'll definitely have that up. And I would like to say thank you to our partners again. This would not be possible without your support. Our students are very grateful, and every year when we come up to the finals, they say that they can't believe how we have partners that are so dedicated and want to be involved and support us, as well as our mentors that give of themselves and our bootcamp facilitators. So I would just like to say, are you ready? So I would just like to say thanks again, everyone. Let's answer the call. Let's apply. Let's sign up to be mentors. Let's make some contact about wanting to donate for a specific prize or something. Let's talk. This is the time to invest in our entrepreneurs. This is the time to invest in our future, Jamaica's economic future. It starts here. It does. It really does. And I'm just saying thank you again. My contact information is on the screen. You can feel free to WhatsApp, call me at any time, email, and our website is there. You can find more information about the program. We're always available, and we try our best to make ourselves available to not only our students, but persons of interest regarding mentorship and otherwise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for investing in us and in our students. I appreciate that. Have a good rest of the evening. Be safe. Take care. And thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jan.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.